Broadcasting live from the not the WDC studios. We're not there. Where are we? Where the hell are we? We're deep from an underground military bunker or a spaceship high above the plane of Earth. What is going on here? Nobody wants to see him. Pete Aguilar of the 31st District of California giving a speech for Jeffries right now. Once again, broadcasting live deep from an underground military bunker or a spaceship high above the plane of Earth from the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman. We are oh, hold on, here we go. Wow. So that's Matt Gaetz of Florida saying that he's going to vote for. Wow. Once again, here we are broadcasting live the 118th Congress. 118th Congress. This is the second vote of the afternoon. We had the first vote a little bit earlier. And let's see here. Can we get this up and running? Here we go. There we go. Back up and running over here on Instagram as well. Broadcasting live deep from an underground military bunker or a spaceship high above the plane of Earth from the most trusted puppet in media. Reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman. And this is the 118th Congress, the second vote. This is the second vote of the day. Starting with Adams. Adam says Jeffries. Once again, this is the second vote, ladies and gentlemen. We are here broadcasting live. We will be reading your comments down in the chat, so don't hesitate to put your comments down in the chat. But this is historic, ladies and gentlemen. Historic in the fact that Jim Jordan got up and made a speech for Kevin McCarthy. And then it was Matt Gaetz of Florida who stood up and said that he was still going to vote for Jim Jordan. This is quite amazing, ladies and gentlemen. This is a historic event, a historic day. It's been over 100 years since we've had to have a second vote. Of course, all of the Democrats are all in line behind Jeffries. However, let's see here. There we go. We got it up right now. McCarthy with 6, Jeffries with 4. Here we go. We are broadcasting live. Shout out to everybody in chat. That's right. A puppet reporting on the puppet show. You are absolutely correct, Trey Maddock. We are here broadcasting live here on Instagram. Broadcasting live on Instagram, and we are broadcasting live on YouTube as well. Oh, nobody wants to hear you talk. Bobart is going to be coming up here in a moment. Let's see what she says. Bobart is the first one to vote for Jim Jordan in the last round. Jordan. Jordan now with 2 votes. This is very interesting. Bobert, there she goes. She's voted for Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan now with 3. So the question, of course, coming in from Toy Cartel is what is the second vote for? The second vote is because McCarthy did not have enough votes for the speakership on the very first round. He fell short with Jeffries actually becoming the with the head and with more votes that first round. But it's interesting to watch as Jim Jordan is now creeping with 3 votes. And it was Matt Gaetz of Florida who decided to sit there and throw. How about, there you go. Hold on, wait a minute. Let's see here. Let's put this up. How about Bob Good? He'd be good. No for McCarthy. California Republicans. Bleh. That's from Resonate. Also TNT Mate. You can listen to on WDCE 90.1 FM on Saturday mornings is when he calls into my show. Jim Jordan now with 4 votes. McCarthy with 18, Jeffries with 17, Jordan with 4. Of course, my question to you, Resonate, is what do you think about Jim Jordan? Jim Jordan gave a speech, passionate speech for McCarthy, and then Matt Gaetz stood up and said that he was still going to vote for Jordan. Jordan now with 4 votes. It'll be interesting to see all of the votes for Biggs that will now go to Jordan. So if all the votes for Biggs go to Jordan, we should see by the end of this vote that Jordan will have probably, I would say, about 18 to almost 20 votes. And then Jordan will not know exactly what to do at that point. McCarthy with 25, Jeffries with 19, Jordan with 4. Citizen Germ does not have a favorite. That is a good question. He does not have a favorite. I'm not exactly sure. Do you have any favorites over there? No. You're just pushing the buttons. Okay. Well, yeah, he just says he's pushing the buttons. He's saying he's staying out of this one. He's staying out of this one. Well, I'm all up in it. Now, I don't have a dog in the fight. I root for interesting. McCarthy with 28, Jeffries with 22, and Jordan with 4. However, if my calculations are correct, because Matt Gaetz stood up and said he was going to vote for Jordan, and Biggs stood up and said that he was voting for Jordan, I would assume to say that all of the votes for Biggs will now go to Jordan. Once again, that will be about, I think, 19 votes. By the end of it, should be for Jordan. Let's keep watching this ticker as the votes go. But I'm thinking that Jordan up there over there on the third one down is going to have about 19 votes by the end. Gaetz said that he would vote for Jordan even after Jordan. That's a good question. Hold on, let me pull that question up. So Jim Jordan came up and gave a passion speech to vote for McCarthy, and Jim Jordan ran around telling the people who voted for him to vote for McCarthy. However, after Jordan spoke, McCarthy got up on the. After Jordan spoke, Matt Gaetz got up on the floor and said that he will still be voting for Jordan. He encouraged everyone to also vote for Jordan, which was very interesting because Biggs ended up having, I believe, 10 votes before. He had about 10 votes. Biggs had about 10 votes, and Biggs stood up and he voted for Jordan as well. So it should be interesting. But like I said, so if I want to say that it'll be maybe 16 to 19 votes for Jim Jordan by the end, which will still leave McCarthy unable to retain the speakership. This is Viper. We are broadcasting live on YouTube. Broadcasting live on YouTube as the votes are coming in for the Speaker of the House. Watch the swamp in action. Jordan already with 6 votes. Jordan with 6 votes. McCarthy with 33. Jeffries with 38. Jordan now with 7 votes. McCarthy with 36. Jeffries in the lead with 42. Jeffries ended up having more votes than McCarthy in the last round. McCarthy now with 40 votes. Jeffries with 46. Jordan with 7. Once again, we are broadcasting live. Jeffries leading by about 10 votes, but it doesn't really matter that he is leading by 10 votes. He's not going to be able to get the votes for it. The interesting one to watch up here is Jim Jordan of Ohio. Watching up there, Jim Jordan of Ohio is the one that we want to watch and pay attention to. We do believe that Jim Jordan will have about 15 to 16 votes, which will then require another round of voting as well. It'll be interesting to see what happens on the third round. McCarthy does not have the votes, and a third speaker vote is expected. Resonate saying anyone who supports Warhawk McCarthy is a political shill. I thought it was very interesting that Jim Jordan got up and said a speech, which only means that McCarthy does have dirt on Jordan. So Jordan must have done something. He must have done something that will allow McCarthy to have the goods on him for him to sit there and submit and kiss the ring. There we go. McCarthy is now back up ahead and 60 to 59 with Jordan's 7 votes. However, there is a third vote to be expected. So there will be a third round of voting that will commence. I'm not sure exactly how many votes they will be having today. You're watching the swamp, Sam. Jordan for McCarthy and everyone for Jordan. Swamp in action. You have no choice. You have no choice. That is coming from Resonate. It's just all a show. It's sideshow infotainment. There he goes. Jim Jordan now with 8 votes. It's sideshow infotainment. Politicians and news anchors and talking points that make my eardrums bleed. Nunez would be a better Speaker of the House than a lot of them. It's coming from Resonate. Once again, McCarthy is at 67. Jeffries at 65. Jordan at 8. Should keep an eye on Jordan up there. I believe that Jordan will have about 15 or so by the end of this vote. I'm saying 15 to 16. We shall see. McCarthy coming in at 70 votes right now. Jeffries at 69. Jordan with 8. Jordan with another one. Rosanette, you were asking about Bob Good from Virginia. There we go. We just had Bob Good vote for Jim Jordan. But we all know that Jim Jordan has now been compromised, or else he wouldn't be voting for McCarthy. So there is a compromise that has happened. I'm not exactly sure what dirt that McCarthy has on Jordan, but Jordan is compromised, has to be compromised for him to kiss the ring of McCarthy. Jordan now with 10 votes. Anybody does have any comments to put down in the comments, feel free to do so. This is very interesting. If you don't think it's interesting, well, we can go play video games. That's fine. Hell, I might play video games myself a little later. Yes, I can play video games with my little felt puppet fingers. Oh, look at that. Green of Georgia. So MGT throwing her hat in for McCarthy. We'll be very interested to see what you have to say about that, Nate. That MGT, who was known as someone who was supporting the QAnon conspiracy several months ago, throwing in her name into the hat with McCarthy. Very, very interesting. You would have thought that maybe she would buck the system. However, that is not the case. Meaning that there's some kind of dirt that is on MGT. MTG. That's right, MTG. Marjorie Taylor Greene. She votes for Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy with 82. Jeffries with 76. Jordan with another vote. Harris saying Jordan. Once again, here we are. We are broadcasting live here on this third day of January in the year 2023 for the second vote of the House for the House Speaker. House Speaker being the third person in line to be the President of the United States. Should anything tragic happen to the President or the Vice President. McCarthy, a California Republican. Roundhead, shout out to Roundhead. Yes, a lot of puppet finger bashing, blashing, something. Roundhead, we are broadcasting here live on YouTube as well. Absolutely right. What was I absolutely right about? I'm right about everything when it comes to this stuff. I've been doing this a long time. Been doing it since Roswell. Make sure you say exactly what I was right about. Jordan having 11 votes. I do think that I will be right. He should have about 15, 16. He might even have more. Once again, I want to thank everyone for watching. The most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, as we are here watching these puppets vote for the next Speaker of the House. Speaker of the House being the third person in line after the President and the Vice President. This is historic, ladies and gentlemen, because this has not happened in 100 years, where we've had to have multiple votes for the Speaker of the House. Once again, first time in 100 years where this has happened. McCarthy currently right now with 93, Jeffries with 88, Jordan with 11. Oh, it's sideshow infotainment, politicians and news anchors. Yeah, Jeffries votes for himself. Hey, I'm going to vote for myself. Yeah, because that's the right thing to do. It's sideshow infotainment, politicians and news anchors, and talking points that make my eardrums bleed. Jordan just voted for McCarthy, yet while Jordan has 11 votes for himself. There he goes. Jordan voting for McCarthy because Jordan is compromised, ladies and gentlemen. That's just all that the truth of the matter is. Jordan is compromised. McCarthy does have some kind of dirt on him, or else he wouldn't be so passionately behind McCarthy. Anybody thinks that these guys are above board, they have something else coming to them. Once again, we are broadcasting live here. The vote is live, ladies and gentlemen. The vote is live. This is the second round of voting for the 118th Congress Speaker of the House. Representative McCarthy does not have the votes, and there will be a third vote that is expected. McCarthy now with 101, Jeffries, sorry, with 102, Jeffries with 96, Jordan with 11. They are all compromised, says Cobra Viper. That is correct. They are probably all compromised. That is the truth. That is the truth. But we are here. Shout out to Cobra Viper. Cobra Viper, it'd be very nice if you were to come over here to YouTube. Would definitely like to put some of your comments down because you are passionate about exactly what you believe. Shout out to Cobra Viper 83. He needs. Hello, shout out to Toy Collector Goon. Toy Collector Goon, we are broadcasting live here on YouTube. Guys, we're broadcasting live on YouTube, and YouTube is the best place to go because we do have the voting as it's happening now live for the Speaker of the House. Would like to hear your comments in the comment section as we are on as well. So, yes, the party is over here. This is the vote for the Baroness. That's right. The Baroness vote being over here on the YouTube channel. So if you guys are able to go, make sure you head on over to YouTube, Sam Newsman on YouTube, as we are watching the live voting here as it's happening. Definitely, Viper, if you're over there, Toy Collector Goon, both of you guys have passionate views. Would like to post those in the comments as this vote is going on live. Once again, we have McCarthy with 110, Jeffries with 102, Jordan now with 11. Yes, people are saying, Cobra Viper, come on down. Cobra Viper, come on down. Roundhead, of course, this is the vote for the Baroness. We are seeing a scam in the house, Toy Collector Goon. That is correct. We are over here. We're watching it now. We're watching it now here live on YouTube. We're over here on YouTube as the votes are coming in. McCarthy with 114, Jeffries with 105, Jordan with 11. $49%. That's Toy Cartel. Uncle Mark cosplay. Once again, we are broadcasting live. Animal Mother Customs. Yes, the Animal Mother Customs. We are voting. Well, I'm not. Well, the vote. We're making jokes over here about the Baroness vote, but we're watching the vote over here on YouTube currently at the moment. The vote that is happening right now for the Speaker of the House. The Speaker of the House. Also, if you do have a chance, if you'd like to feel like that you're making a difference today, make sure you head on over to M3 Reviews of polling for the best Baroness figure. The best Baroness figure, even though you might not be able to vote for Speaker of the House, you will be able to vote for your favorite Baroness. So make sure you just go to M3 Reviews Instagram page to vote for your favorite Baroness as we continue to watch these politicians vote for the Speaker of the House. Once again, McCarthy at 119. Actually, sorry, 121 is what McCarthy is at right now. 112 for Jeffries. Jordan at 12. Jordan, like I said, getting another vote right there. Jordan coming in at 12. Nick Nasty with the extra cheese. Nick Nasty with the extra cheese. Yes, shout out to M3. Shout out to M3 Reviews, who is having a vote right now for the best Baroness, the best custom Baroness. The winner will take his $500. The winner will take his $500 because he was intoxicated and a little high as gas when he made that bet. Not thinking the fact that there are customizers all over the country who would be willing to take his money. Oh, yes, absolutely. That is correct. Let's see here. MTG showed her true colors, Sam. Unbelievable. Well, that's what I was saying earlier. She's compromised. She is compromised. Toy Cartel just saying if the majority of the House is Republicans, why is the voting so close? There are traitors in the GOP. Well, there is traitors in the GOP. McCarthy just, of course, voting for himself again. Oh, yeah, I voted for myself. Corey in the house. Shout out to Corey Mary, Viper 83, Cobra Viper 83. And asked not to promote my boy on the vote. Natural. Corey, was very interesting. Before this vote started, Matt Gaetz stood up and made sure that he wanted to let everybody know that he was voting for Jordan. And Jordan now, of course, having 12 votes. I predicted about 15 votes by the end of it for Jordan. McCarthy does not have the votes to become Speaker just yet. It'll be interesting to see if Jeffrey still will be ahead of McCarthy in the votes after this point. Jordan now with 13 votes. 13 votes. Matt is being from Florida. Corey, you're in Florida. People asking for Animal Mother Customs to come on down. Come on down. Toy Collector Goon, if you have the ability to hop on over here to YouTube, would like to hear your comments here and share them on the screen. What we'll do, I believe, for the third vote, there will be a third vote. So for the third vote, what we're going to be doing for the third vote, everyone, is I will be posting a link in the chat. So for the next round of voting, we'll post a link in the chat, and you'll be able to join in for the third vote that will happen. They'll probably take a lunch break or something after this vote. And then we'll come back again, and then we will then have the third round of voting. When we have the third round of voting, I will have the link in the chat. You'll be able to join in live as we are broadcasting here live and be able to have your voice heard during the next round of voting. Once again, we have 145 for McCarthy, 130 for Jeffries, 13 for Jordan. So anybody who is watching over on Instagram, we are broadcasting live on YouTube as well. You're able to pop on over here to YouTube. We will be posting a link in the chat during the third vote. At the beginning of the third vote, we will post a link in the chat. You will be able to join in live while we are watching this vote. Have your voice heard. Be very interesting. Try not to use as much profanity as possible, little profanity as possible. We don't want it to go too crazy now. Although I know how passionate some people can be, so occasional F-bomb might be thrown. McCarthy with 148, Jeffries with 136. Jim Jordan with 14. So I'm right about this whole Jim Jordan thing. He might end up having more. It might be 16. 16 or 17? I said 16, I think, at first. Well, no, I think I said 19 at first. Oh, there's another one for Jordan right there. AOC voted for Jeffries. Well, all the Democrats are voting for Jeffries. But they're unified in who they're voting for. Once again, Representative McCarthy does not have the votes. A third speaker vote is expected. That will happen today. No, you aren't offensive at all, Viper. Definitely not offensive at all, but you are passionate, and I would love to hear your passion during the next vote. It would be great. Somebody like you and Resonate both getting in on the action here would provide some amazing commentary back and forth as this vote is happening. Of course, I would think that if both Resonate and Corey were to both get on the show during the third vote, hell, we might end up getting the plug pulled by YouTube because there would be too much amazingness that would be happening in terms of the dialogue. Notice that no one does vote president. No one voted president in the first round as well. Jordan with 15. There goes Jordan over there with 15. Oh, there's 16. Bingo. Okay, what did I say? I said 19, I think, at the very first. But then I pulled it back to 16. That would mean that no one else needs to vote for Jordan. But it's going to be very interesting because I believe that Jordan will probably get another 3 votes. Everyone who voted for Biggs is now voting for Jordan. So Biggs got the votes during the very first round. And all those people who voted for Biggs are now voting for Jordan. Well, Raw, it was very interesting. Before this vote started, Jordan got up and made a passionate speech for all of the people who voted for him to vote for McCarthy. However, then after that, Matt Gaetz of Florida stood up and made an impassioned speech that everyone should vote for Jordan. And it was interesting because in the first round, Biggs had about 10 votes. There's another one for Jordan. 17 for Jordan. All of those people for Jordan. Jordan already has made a plea to the delegation for them to vote for McCarthy. However, it was Matt Gaetz that stood up and said that it's possible that the person who they might need to vote for the Speaker of the House is Jordan. And so now we have Jordan with 17, McCarthy with 159, Jeffries with 157. Skeletor. We were making jokes about it during the first vote that Nancy Pelosi was Skeletor, that she looked like Skeletor. Once again, Jordan got another vote, 18. What did I say? I said it was going to be 18. Jordan has already bent the knee. Probably a video of him on his knees. That's what Resonate is saying. Once again, during the third vote, we will be posting a link in the chat. We will be posting a link in the chat for the third vote to have all of you come in and be able to give your views and opinions of exactly what will be going down. Santos. Santos. Oh my gosh, what a piece of work. Scalise voted for McCarthy. You just saw that right there. So Scalise, there's probably a video of him somewhere as well. Mark Cosplay votes for Baroness. That's a good take, Raw. This is what's wrong with the GOP. They're traitors who don't get in line for a common cause. But what is the common cause, Raw? What is the common cause? Continuing to remain with the with the swamp. That is what they're saying. Jordan, there it is, 19 votes for Jordan. If Jordan gets over 20 votes, then that'll be big. That'll be huge. And that'll be something to watch now moving forward, because then that means Jordan is now starting to take a nice big chunk out of McCarthy's caucus, the McCarthy caucus. Whoa, there's a big one. There's a big comment right there. Raw Talk coming in hot. Common cause, Trump 2024. There it is right there. Probably one of the hottest takes that we've seen all afternoon so far. Once again, we will be posting a link in the chat for the third round of voting. We will take a break after this. We will be posting a link in the chat for everyone to join in. I believe I only have the ability to have about 4 other people join in as well, if I'm not mistaken. You see Jeffries now pulling away, 178 to McCarthy's 171. You will see Jeffries having more votes than McCarthy at the end of it, but you will have, it looks like that we will be having possibly over 20 votes for Jordan. Once again, the total number of votes needed is 218. 218 votes needed. If anybody is watching the stream, don't hesitate to hit that like button. It just helps us out. Allows us to get on other people's feed, let people know that we are the future of politics and news and information. Why? Because here I am, the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, reporting on these little puppets over here, these wannabe puppets, a bunch of wannabe puppets over here, making a vote. It's sideshow infotainment, politicians and news anchors, and talking points that make my eardrums bleed. Swalwell. Oh, there's the winner right there. McCarthy at 180, Jeffries at 187. Tanadar. Roundhead, be careful out there. He's driving out in the rain, and it's Nick McNasty with extra cheese drops. McNasty with extra cheese. Roundhead, please be careful. Please be careful out in the rain. Wait a minute. Jordan was 19 is what I said at the beginning. Once again, this is where Jeffries is pulling away with 195. McCarthy's with 183. Jeffries will break 200 before McCarthy will. It's what happened last round as well. It'll be interesting to see if Jim Jordan makes another impassioned speech at the beginning of the next round. Wondering exactly how this is going to play out, but it does seem that I was correct. 19 for Jordan. Webster of Florida. Webster of Florida. Webster of Florida did not give a vote. Webster of Florida did not give a vote. It'll be interesting to see if Webster of Florida does give a vote next time. Once again, everyone, we are here live, broadcasting live here on this January 3rd in the year 2023 for this historic second vote for the House of Representatives. We will be going to a third vote next round. We will be posting a link in the chat, so you will be able to be a part of the show, of the next show during the next round of voting. McCarthy now finally hitting 200. And there we go. Well, I called it. I did call it. I said 19 at the beginning. I said that Jordan should get about 19 votes. So there we go. Of course, me and my ability to sit there and make a great call, I said that Jordan would get 19 votes. So there, chalk one up to the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, Sam Newsman. What's she saying? People didn't answer the first call of the roll. But she's going to call some names, some extra names. All right, so they're going over who didn't actually make a vote this last round. They're going to call a few more names out. Jeffries is only 7 votes away from being the speaker. He's closer. He's closer. That's another hot take down there, Raw. My goodness. Well, of course it was. Of course it was, Mark. Jeffries is only, wow. Ooh, he's only 5 votes away. Jeffries being only 5 votes away from being the speaker. And there we go. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the list of everybody. Of course, you hear the commotion now being on the floor. We do have the second round of voting that has just happened. Once again, this is a historical vote. Shout out to Toy Cartel. I see you down there. James New also down in the in Instagram. We are broadcasting live on YouTube as the House vote will be going to a third round. A third round will be happening. A third round of votes will be happening, of course, and you saw that I did make the correct call that Jim Jordan would get about 19 votes. 19 votes. Listen, I tell you what, I've been doing this a long time, and I can tell you right now, people always think that it's just about toys and cartoons and all that other stuff. No, that's just a front. The reality is I'm a media puppet. I'm a media puppet who's into politics and political commentary. Been following this stuff for a long time. Like I said, been reporting since Roswell. And I did make the call. Jim Jordan with 19 votes. Very, very interesting. Yeah, there we go. That's a good point. Hold on. Let me pull this comment up here from Corey Mary. Let me see here. That's right. Kevin McCarthy lost his second bid is what they're saying, but $32 trillion is impossible to pay back. We are fixed regardless. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me see. Let me get back over here. Let me see. There we go. There we go. The latest spending bill was the final nail. They gave another check to the Ukraine. That's good. Let's see here. And common causes, free the Republic, Sam, abolish the Fed, abolish the ABC agencies, round up the war pigs, and the ruling elite and reveal the truth. That's right. It's sideshow infotainment, politicians and news anchors and talking points that make my eardrums bleed. The most trusted puppet in media is me. Reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman. We'll be back for the third vote, the third round of voting, and we will post a link live in the chat as this is going on. It's for you guys to have a discussion with me, with yourselves, and we will also continue to post the comments that are happening live as is happening here with the votes. This is the vote for the Speaker of the House, something that has not happened in over 100 years, and we will be back for the third round of voting. Just make sure that you keep your notifications up as we will be here for that third round. I'll make sure that I make a post over on Instagram as well, letting people know that we will be doing this live over here on YouTube. But once again, Jim Jordan with 19 votes that I called it. And we'll be back on the other side of this next break with a new stream and your ability to join in during the live vote. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is the 118th Congress and the second vote for the Speaker of the House. McCarthy, 203, Jeffries with 112, Jordan with 19, and we'll be back for the third round of voting and your ability and input in the discussion. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is the 118th Congress.